we were just talking about the Nets situation. So Mo, go back to what you were saying, Mo. So
Craig, I was saying, and you can chime in, you can say how you feel about this. I said it's no way the GM and owner made that decision on their own after 7 games. I feel like KD, Kyrie ran up in there, was like, we can't do this no more. Like, you got to get rid of this man. Like, it's not working. And then for you to hire Ime Udoka less than 12 hours after you made the announcement of the firing, you've been talking to that man. Ain't no just that just popped up out the blue. We talked to the agent. Nah, you had that in the works for a minute. You was just waiting. You had that man probably waiting by the phone, like, all right, I'm gonna wait for y'all to fire him. I'm gonna wait for y'all to fire Nash. I'm in the wait. I'm about to come back. Because that don't just happen. That don't just pop up. No, I'm sorry.
Is he? He's not the coach yet, right? Is he?
Nah, they're talking.
Finalizing a deal.
Yeah, they're finalizing a deal. So he'll probably next week.
I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't put it past the Nets to have that happen, just because the situation has been. I mean, he has a winning record. It's not like he's a trash coach, but
who Nash?
It just wasn't the right situation for him. He just got thrown into if he got thrown into maybe like the Kings or something like that, or the Pistons or something like that, that probably been a better fit for him, just because it's the expectations aren't so high. But him getting thrown into coaching a team who had championship aspirations at the time and still do. Like this, I think that might have been too much for a first year head coach. Maybe if this was like I don't know, like a Udoka, I guess, or some. I think they need a veteran head coach, basically.
Yeah.
Guy who's been to the playoffs a couple times, been to the finals or something like that. But just veteran presence in that locker room. He could have been even a former player like Steve Nash was. It's just Steve Nash just wasn't. Number one, he never played defense. He's never known for his defense. So that's going to carry over to his play style. Fast, up and down. He used to be under or be coached by
D'Antoni.
So that's going to rub off on him to be fast paced up and down the court. And obviously him not being known for defense he's not going to be known for defense. Now that to me it was a factor. And I mean the team is obviously starting out 2-5. That's a factor as well. Not off to a great start, but the season's still young. But I kind of agree with what Mo said. Like, I think there was some other stuff going on behind the scenes where probably if it wasn't Kevin Durant, it had to be Kyrie Irving, I would assume, coming in at least giving his 2 cents on the whole situation. And he has his own stuff going on.
Yeah, a lot going on.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
It says mutually parted ways. I don't think Nash is mad at all. I do think it's just so weird, Craig, that KD said fire Nash and fire the GM, and then 7 games into the season, Nash and you part ways. And then you're looking at Ime Udoka, and I know KD has mentioned him, right? It just seems very interesting. Like I was telling Mo, it's kind of like they want to say they were giving in to KD and Kyrie, but not. Because 7 games is not a long time in the NBA, yo.
But what's mutual though? Like, what's mutual?
I don't know.
Like Perkins said that. Perkins said
what's mutual?
Perkins said what's mutual? Like how was it mutual? Like you said, oh, Steve Nash, you fired. He said, oh, okay, cool. I know I haven't done my job. Y'all shook hands, just washed your hands up. Like, come on.
I think mutual means he was tired of it. I think that's right. I think he was like, good. I'm good. They still gonna have to pay him. You know what I'm saying? And if he wants to explore coaching, he'll get another head coaching opportunity if he wants.
I think he should go to college. I think if he wants to be a head coach right now, I think he should go to college. If he wants to be assistant under somebody big for a minute, you know what I'm saying?
I think for the NBA, I think he needs to be an assistant because he just ran a lot of ISO, and there were no plays run. So it's kind of just like, I think you need to, sit under, what they do in Golden State or go under Milwaukee or, even go under Doc Rivers, go under Moses Malone, go under.
That's what Sam Cassell been doing.
Yeah, go under there. You know what I'm saying? Go under Tyronn Lue. See how he coaches. You know what I'm saying? So, but I just, it's just weird. And I think they're gonna hire Ime Udoka. This is the thing they've been saying, Craig. They're saying they're trying to finalize it, but they say they haven't talked to him. But he'll probably be hired by Monday. He'll probably be hired by Monday or Tuesday.
They said it was either him or the Utah coach. Who's the Utah coach? Quinn Snyder.
Quinn Snyder.
Former coach. Yeah.
Which they had Kenny Atkinson, who I thought was a good coach.
Me too.
I thought he was a bomb coach. You know what I'm saying? So, where do they go from here? I don't know. I think even if you bring in Ime Udoka, I think they still are just messy. I think they're just messy. And, it's so funny. None of us picked them to go to the Eastern Conference Finals, but I know a lot of people have. Steve Nash picked them. Chris Bouchard has picked them. My thing is, I wasn't going to pick the Nets because it's really dysfunctional. I don't think Udoka could to solve all the issues, man.
Well, I didn't pick them because they ain't physical enough. I mean, I looked at how physical they are and they don't play defense. I just feel like they wouldn't be able to hold up. Let's just say for instance, they beat a Philly. You come off that series, they're not physical enough or play enough defense to come off a series like that, and then turn around, you got to play a Boston or
Miami
or Miami or something of that nature,
Milwaukee,
right? Or Milwaukee. Like you coming off one series, got to go play that. Nah, they ain't gonna have it, and they're gonna use KD and Kyrie too much, and they're gonna burn out.
Yeah. So, I don't know where they go from here. Some people said they might blow it up. I don't know. KD still has 4 years on his deal. So I don't know how you could do that. And Kyrie is
trade him.
Yeah. Then you got Kyrie, who I don't know, playing himself out of the league. I don't know what he's I get it, but
I watched his last rant. And I'm just looking at him like, what's wrong with you, yo? Like,
gotta be careful.
Your last rant, bro. Like it was just wild. Like you should have, you should have started to go back and forth. Like you should have just not even did the interview after that. You should have. I know you're obligated. I know the NBA says you got to go on for a certain amount of time. I think after each game, but listen, I'd have took that fine rather than gone back and forth with that reporter like that. That was just, I don't know.
But, man. He might hope this doesn't happen. He just has a gift to play the game of basketball. He should, try to just be himself and, just try to play basketball. It's hard when you get to that level. Everything you do is looked at and scrutinized. So I just hope he's, just continue to be himself and play basketball. That's you know what I'm saying? That's all I can say because I don't. Nah, he'd be all right. He got to be careful though. You got to be careful, man. So anyway, we got some good old Lakers talk. Not only because I'm a Lakers fan and I know they suck, but this has been trending, and I'll start off with this because I have my thoughts on this, right? So Myles Turner, he came out and he said the following. He said, if I'm the Lakers, I take a hard look at this position you're in. I know I can provide for a team, my leadership, my shot blocking, my three-point ability, and my ability to make plays on the floor. I will take a very long look at it. Now, here's the thing. This Myles Turner and Buddy Hield trade has been in the works for a long time. First off, they were supposed to get Buddy Hield before they got Westbrook. And now Westbrook's coming off the bench. They're gonna see how that goes. I don't know how much Myles Turner and Buddy Hield helps him out. I think it helps him out tremendously because AD can play the 4, right? Myles Turner can play center, and Buddy Hield's a shooter. So you're kind of giving the Lakers what they exactly need because AD's at his natural position. Myles Turner can shoot the 3. He plays defense, stretches the floor. You can leave him in the game. And if the teams go small, you always have LeBron and AD, right? And Buddy Hield shoots the 3. It's perfect for the kick and shoot. I don't know if that move leaves them in title contention. I know if they make that move, they're better than they are now. And they could probably re-sign Myles Turner next year. Just have AD, Myles Turner, Buddy Hield, because it's we won one game under Westbrook, but I still think that's just one game. And in the microcosm, it doesn't, and it's not sustainable because there's no shooters around LeBron and AD. So, and next year, we're not going to have the cap space from Kyrie, right? So that's why I think the Buddy Hield, Myles Turner work out. Because then next year you could have if you have a deep team with shooting around LeBron and AD stays healthy, then we're talking about something here. But I mean, I think the Lakers do make the trade. I just think it's later in the year. And I think if they make that trade, right now, I don't think we make the plan. If they make that trade, I think we get into the playoffs. Maybe win one round. It depends on who we go against. I'm being honest, man. With Westbrook, I don't see us making the playoffs. With Buddy Hield and Myles Turner, I do see us making the playoffs or the play-in. And at that point, it depends. It's all about matchups. But it's AD's he's not healthy, so it's just some bad shape. That's all. Rob Pelinka's done a terrible job. He's done a terrible job, man. What do you think, Craig? Go ahead, let it out.
I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, the Lakers are looked at on a different pedestal than a lot of other teams. So if they're not talking about championship, then I mean, it's no point. And I don't think this team's not gonna get out the first round. I don't care if you have Myles Turner and Buddy Hield. This team needs like a superstar, or not even a superstar. I wouldn't even go that far. Like a star, like a Jordan Poole or something like that, Andrew Wiggins or somebody like that. They need somebody that can score, that can create their own shot, and that can actually shoot the ball. Also, you need 3-point shooters. They don't have any of those. Like, they're terrible at three. As bad as the Nets are on defense, the Lakers are just as bad as on offense. They're horrible.
Terrible.
But on the flip side, their defense is really good. So, if they can find some shooters, which I mean, I guess Buddy Hield, he can come in and he can be a shooter. Myles Turner can stretch the floor a little bit. But it's still gonna, like, I guess if they make that trade, it's gonna be for Russell Westbrook. So
yeah.
If they can get rid of him, I still don't think it's enough to get out of the first round. I don't. I just don't think this team is good enough. I think LeBron is just having to do too much, and he's
at his
age.
Yeah, well.
Anthony Davis can't stay healthy, so I'm going to just assume Anthony Davis is going to miss 82
20 games.
At least 20, 25 games. I'm just going to say for the season. I mean, as the season started a few weeks ago, he's going to miss 20 plus games. LeBron's probably going to miss some games too, maybe for rest management or whatever, load management, whatever they call it, or
probably around 15, 20.
Like, maybe gets hurt like he has been the last couple of years because he's getting old, and he's doing a lot for it, and he's been doing it for years since he was 18.
Yeah.
So I don't see how having those two guys go down for a decent amount of time, you're relying on Russell Westbrook, or if he gets traded down, you're relying on Buddy Hield and Myles Turner to carry your team, along with Walker and whoever else is on the team. I don't even know.
Dennis Schroeder.
Dennis Schroeder didn't play. I don't think he's been hurt.
He hasn't played. He's been hurt.
So I mean, Kendrick
Nunn.
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't even know. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I don't know the white boy's name.
Austin Reeves.
He can shoot. He's the only one. And he doesn't get enough. He doesn't get enough shot attempts for me to be considered like a guy you can rely on to make a 3-point shot. Yeah. So, I until they get shooting on the team, whether it's those two guys, Turner and Hill, or until they get rid of Westbrook, or until they find somebody else, it ain't even got to be Hill or Turner. They need to do something because they were the last team to win a game, and they still, at the end of the day, they still can't shoot. So, and they have a tough a couple games coming up.
Tough stretch.
I mean, beginning of the season, but I mean, anything can happen between now and end of the season, but it's not a good start. And they just don't have enough shooters. I think Darvin Ham's way over his head with this team. Yeah. Maybe next year, but then LeBron's going to be extra a year older. AD's going to be a year older.
People say we should trade AD.
I heard that too. I heard Stephen A said trade LeBron. I think he said that.
Yeah, he said that a
while ago. But I mean, you could trade LeBron. I mean, at this point,
yeah,
got an aging superstar. I get he's box office and he brings fans to this. But I mean, fans are going to come because of the Lakers anyway.
Yeah.
But I mean, as long as you get some good value back for him,
yeah,
I think anybody on that team should be tradable at this point.
Yeah. Right now, we're scheduled for the number 1 pick, but guess who owns it? The Pelicans.
I don't think they're going to get the number 1 pick. I don't think they're going
to be No, but I'm just saying, right now.
I don't think they're going to be that bad.
You that bad, Lord have mercy.
Yeah,
I think Detroit and not Detroit, Orlando and Houston. I think those teams.
Lakers are bad.
Lakers are bad. I think they'll find a way to make the play-in.
Yeah, you got to go and run eventually.
I said that last year and they finished.
Yeah, I told you. You said that last year. I said, no, not with Westbrook. No, we're not making a play-in. I'm telling you. What about what you think about the Lakers, man? You think Myles Turner, Buddy Hill help them out?
I think Buddy Hill will help them out more than Myles Turner because of the shooting. You know what I'm saying? You need shooting, and Buddy Hill will at least play some type of defense. Not to say Myles Turner doesn't, but you really don't have nobody committed to the defensive side of the ball. You know what I'm saying? So when you can't shoot and you don't have nobody committed on the defensive side of the ball, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. So I don't know. I think Lakers and I hate to say this, but I'll say a downgraded version of this. Darvin Ham was almost in the same situation Nash is in right now. It's a little more downgraded because LeBron's older. Russell not playing how he's supposed to play. AD can't stay healthy, but it's technically the same type of situation because of the franchise it is. You give a first-year head coach this type of situation, it's tough. I'm not saying it's the same boat because you don't have a Kyrie in his prime and kind of technically a KD in his prime, but with the team it is and the type of personalities you have on that team, that's a tough ask to ask him to come in and try to get them to the playoffs with this kind of injury, age, all this. It's tough.
Yeah,
I can see it, but I will at least give it to Ham that he was an assistant coach.
Yeah.
I don't think
that's why I said downgrade version. I ain't say it's the same version. I wouldn't say the same version, but it's a downgraded kind of version.
Yeah, and the Lakers.
It's a watered down version. It's a watered down version. Listen.
Ham got a lot of respect too with players.
Lakers got a championship team.
Yeah.
The Nets kind of are.
That's what I was saying. There's two. Only thing, Mo, is it's the Lakers didn't even make the play-in. I see what you're saying, Mo, but the Nets did go to the playoffs last year. And the Lakers didn't. So, Lakers fans know going in that we're probably not going to make the playoffs. We know. But Nets fans know we have KD and Kyrie and we made the playoffs last year. We got swept, but we were in the playoffs. So, a little bit. Like I'm telling you, Lakers fans are not excited right now at all. We suck. The roster is terrible, man. But anyway, Mo, let's get to the NFL. This topic came up today, and I'm gonna read what I think is going on, but nobody knows. what's going on. But Mo, Daniel Snyder has said, per Adam Schefter, Daniel Snyder is locked in with Bank of America to sell the team. Yep. So he hired. I'm about to give you the ESPN article. Snyder's hired Bank of America Securities to explore Commander's sale. So it looks like now the team didn't specify what those transactions might be, whether it's the sale of the team or they're pursuing minority investors. But a spokesperson said they're exploring all options, which to me means I think he's going forward to selling the team because when Irsay came out, which owners never do, when Irsay came out and said they have enough, he said we have enough to push Snyder out in May. I think Snyder sees it on the wall and he's just going to go ahead and sell it, which is it's estimated at $5.6 billion too. It's not like it's not like he's like losing any money.
Not at all. By no means.
Still a billionaire. What are your thoughts on that?
The writing's been on the wall. I think it's enough there now. And then I think right after that, now I saw something on my phone. They're now doing an investigation, a federal investigation into the funds.
Yep.
Into the funds and stuff. So It's just been one thing after another. The snowball has been going on for years. I think now it's caught up to him. Let me say this, and I've told people this, no disrespect, and I wish Corey was on here. No disrespect, but I don't have a problem with owners speaking out. Not that one. Not that one being the first one to come out and talk about him. You got your own skeletons. We know you've been known for your issues. Like I feel like that wasn't the proper first owner to come out and put that man on the carpet like that. You know what I'm saying? I might have respected more even if Jerry did it or Arthur Blank or you know what I'm saying, or even Robert Kraft. I might have had more like, oh, okay. But but I get it. Somebody had to come out and say something. You know what I'm saying? But not that owner. I was like, what? I was like, hold up. He the first one to say something? Like, wow. Like, I gotta take that with a grain of salt, but I respect it. But okay.
He's bold.
Yeah, but it's time. The writing's been on the wall there. I just respect that he's doing it now. He's not trying to hold on. I respect that he's doing this now. He's bowing out gracefully. So per se, let's not say gracefully, but he's bowing out. Let's just say he's bowing out now, knowing that he's going to make money regardless. But he's bowing out because, like it's what's best for the organization moving forward. Like you've created a black cloud over this organization far more than what's already there. You know what I'm saying? So I think to help this organization go moving forward, and I like what Steve Nash was saying. He would like to see a minority take over because maybe, with minorities there, maybe more issues be brought up that needs to be brought up. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you'll see more openness for black coaches and stuff like that, and owners and GMs. You know what I'm saying? So I would like to see my minority ownership there, or people have some say. But, I definitely think Snyder needs to bow out gracefully, take the money, and go. You had a good run. You had a good run as an owner or decent run as an owner. I mean, we didn't win no Super Bowls, but, you had a run as an owner, Now it's bow out gracefully.
Yeah. Craig, what you think? First of all, I know you don't even like the Commanders, but what do you think? Because actually, Craig's team was the last team to force an owner out.
I was just about to say, as a non-Commanders fan, I wish Dan Snyder would stay. So much drama and unnecessary. The team has been horrible. I mean, I would like him to stay just because of that. Because even though the rival of the Panthers is not the Commanders, like it feels good hearing that the Commanders are like 6-11 or 6-10, 5-11, 5-12 now, whatever it is, and just having bad seasons. That feels good to me. Because I have to live up here. Well, I don't have to, but I live here and I have to deal with fans. But but besides that, like I'm glad he's finally deciding to step away because this has been a long overdue, like Mo said. At first he said he wasn't going to change the team name. He balked on that, changed the team name. Then he said he wasn't going to sell the team. Now it's like he's balking on that. He's going to sell the team, or at least it's how it's looking. So, obviously, as a human being or whatever, having to see what happened and all the allegations that happened, and then he paid people off. Like it was 42 allegations, 42 people came up, or something like that, 42 women at the time, or something like that, and he paid them all for. They settled for X amount of dollars, and then his wife supposedly took over daily operations and all that, and then he said he had dirt on the owners and all that. Again, that was just a few weeks ago when he said that, like less than a month ago. So if it looks good for that to finally to see that he's. I don't know if it's him just saying, you know what, I'm stepping out now, I'm stepping down, or if it was getting like extra pushback from behind the scenes from other owners, other sponsors. Maybe even the commissioner. I don't know. Who knows what's going on behind the scenes? But I'm at the end. I'm just glad that he's finally deciding to actually resign and get out of there because this has been long overdue, man. Having to listen to fans call in when I drive in and listen to the radio station, the sports stations when I drive in, listen to the people hosting the show, and they're talking about how they really want him out, especially the main Commanders fan. He wants him out of there, and it's been long overdue, and all this stuff, and it'd be good. I think it'll be good for the franchise. I want to see exactly what happens with the franchise. Will they relocate? I don't think so, but it's possible. Like down, they need money for a stadium.
Yeah,
what happened with that? I think a new owner coming in would definitely help because obviously no more Dan Snyder. So you have, I think the NFL then at that point would be willing to give the Commanders fans or the Commanders money for a new stadium or whatever, or new training facility or something like that.
Yeah.
So I think for the organization, if he's looking at it as the organization and what he could do better for the organization, I think the best thing to do is sell the team and step aside.
Yeah.
Not be selfish about it and try to stay on just because you're prideful or you're trying to prove something. Because he's really done nothing. I think maybe 5 playoff wins, 3 playoff wins. I can't remember it. Since he's taken over since 2000 or not, before 2000, right?
No, 99.
99.
So 2000.
So about 20 plus, about 23 years, maybe. He's won like 3 or 4 playoff games.
Yeah, maybe the division 2, maybe 3 times.
He won the division a few years ago, and they were 7-9.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't have a great track record in terms of that, and he doesn't have a great track record in terms of just being just a decent person. So it's past due.
Yeah, as a Commanders fan, I am excited because I've been calling for this. We can blame the coaches and the GMs, but it all starts at the top, just like with every organization, man. And it's not good, But we gotta brace ourselves because new owners just don't come in and they're good. It takes us some time to, we might be bad for some years, but it's not like we were good anyway. So, saying, so I really enjoyed it. I mean, it got to the point where it was just, he had the sexual allegations issue, right? Then the toxicity, they said that the environment workplace was horrible, right? To women, they said it was getting out of control. Their investigations by the financial improprieties, right, by Virginia. He came out and said, mafia style, I have dirt on all the other owners. I'll expose them. The stadium is terrible. It's the worst stadium in the NFL. Then you got the issues what happened with Trent Williams. All that stems from him, and I know people like, well, it wasn't him, it was the doctors. But it starts with you. You're the owner. It falls on you, man. You're the face of the organization, literally. So, I really can't wait. And Craig, for the stadium, now that Snyder's going to sell the team, so PG County came out and said they'll give them like $400 million, build a new practice facility. Well, you know, I moved right by the stadium. Like I could look out my window and see the stadium, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of land, man. And PG County, there's no Landover Mall. They can take that up. It's all those apartments on Bricey Road. They can build and expand the stadium exactly where it's at, or they can move back out DC. The RFK is still there. They can, but see, they don't own that. It's privately owned. So, you know, I know DC is gonna want to, you know, it's money. It's money with the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Because with the new stadium, there's possibly Super Bowl. You know, like if you build a new stadium with a retractable roof, 9 times out of 10, the Super Bowl will probably come to your city, right? You know what I'm saying? That's what you do when you build a new stadium in the NFL.
You get concerts,
yeah, all that, and then I don't think Virginia wants it, but I think that all changes with the ownership. So we'll see. With Snyder, I heard Mark Cuban's interested. Ted Leonis, who's the owner of the Caps and the Wizards and the Nationals. And I know Jeff Bezos was flirting around with ownership. So I wouldn't mind Mark Cuban. I know he's done a lot for Dallas Mavericks. It was funny, Kevin Garnett said this story, and then we're going to move on to this NFL trade deadline. But Kevin Garnett said that when Mark Cuban owned the Mavericks, he was one of the first owners. I didn't know this, but you know, a lot of NBA players after the game, the owners will say, you got to go get food somewhere else. Mark Cuban was the first NBA owner, or one of the first, that started giving players food. You know what I'm saying? And like good food. Not like McDonald's and all that. He's like steak, like, and he's been looking out for the players. So KG was like, I kind of rocks with Mark Cuban because he looks out for the players. And I didn't know that. I thought the NBA was always like, here. He was like, nah. Sometimes if you will probably see clips of players eat McDonald's or fast food. That's because the stadiums didn't really feed them. So KG said Mark Cuban was the first Dallas. He has a whole spread, and he was like, visiting players and home players could eat, and you know that started a thing in the NBA. So you know, I don't know if it's going to be in my minority. We'll see. It depends on who puts the bid, and you know, NFL is going up. You know. So I heard, I don't know if this is true, but I heard something very weird that they're looking to expand the NFL overseas and include like 2 London teams, 2 teams in London. I was like, I don't know how that's gonna work, but you know. I don't know how that's gonna work, but I don't know. Roger Goodell's.
How about you get a team in St. Louis or something? Like, no team there.
I don't know. They said they thinking about expanding overseas in London.
Try Orlando or.
I don't think Orlando would be a good football. I would say Oklahoma might be a good.
Orlando has nothing down there but basketball. They only have a hockey team. They don't have baseball.
Who, Orlando?
Yeah, they just have one team, and that's baseball.
Oh man, I don't think it. Nah, I don't that area. No NFL team not gonna survive. Because you got Miami.
I think NFL will survive.
Jacksonville's already struggling. I don't think Florida needs another team. If I had an NFL team, I would. Well, they already moved to Vegas. I would think about Oklahoma. Oklahoma, the Thunder are doing well.
San Antonio.
And
I still think
St. Louis. I think St. Louis is another good one, and I think Oklahoma because they really they love their Sooners. They love the Thunder. If you put an NFL team there, it will thrive. It'll thrive. It'll be like Kansas City. It's Midwest likes football and basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like so. But anyway, that's what I heard. It might be years out, but it just is very. I heard it on the Rich Eisen show, so it wasn't like a BS source. It's something that for him to say it, it's something that he heard too. So it's just be on the lookout for that. So and they're trying to get the schedule. I mean, because you got to think. I mean, they've been playing London games for a while, so I'm I wouldn't put it past the NFL. All right, Craig, NFL trade deadline ended November 1st. All right, which trades were you surprised? First of all, it was a lot of movement this year. That's number one. There was a lot of movement this year. All right, which trades were you surprised of, and which one stood out? Now, if you forgot, I can name them all.
I got the list up here.
Okay.
I don't really. Well, I guess Bradley Chubb possibly getting traded to Miami. There was talks about him getting traded, and then I mean I kind of didn't hear anything for a while, and then he's up going to Miami, and Miami needs needs help with the pass rush. So, but that was a really good pick for them. I guess. I mean, obviously, it didn't happen at the trade deadline, but Christian McCaffrey, obviously, I thought that helped. I don't really. I guess that might have been like really the only one. I think the I don't know what the Bears. I thought the Bears were going to be like clean. They seem to be cleaning house at first. They're cleaning Smith, and then they let Quinn go, and then they go out and then they get a wide receiver. It seems kind of I don't know. It was just weird to me. I don't know. I know they needed the help, Fields, but it just seems like even if you're helping them on offense, you're not helping the defense any. So I don't know. It kind of seemed a little bit of counterproductive to me, but I mean. I don't know. I didn't have high expectations for them this year, and they clearly don't either. But I just didn't understand the move. It's kind of a head scratcher to me a little bit. The rest of them seem kind of like okay, the norm. I did like the Hawkinson move because Minnesota gets even more. I mean, they already have two good wide receivers. They have a good running back, and you add in a really good tight end. You already have Irv Smith there as well. So now you have two tight ends. I mean, Kirk Cousins has no excuses at this point. I mean, there's no reason why with this. I mean, they're in every game is close with them though. So I don't know what's going on with that. They haven't beat a team by more than a touchdown this whole season, or haven't had other than the loss to Philly, every game's been close.
Yeah.
So I need them to figure out what's going on with this team because the defense is supposed to be improved, and now you just added the tight end. Now the tight end is not the be all end all unless you're like a top 3 tight end like Kelsey or somebody. But Hawkinson's a top 10 at least. I mean, something. I mean, I would assume they're going to have to do something. Other than that, man, I guess the only thing I was really surprised about, really surprised about, is the Packers didn't do anything. I don't understand this team. Like, there's no reason why they shouldn't have made one move. I know they tried to get Claypool. And they were supposed to be trying to get another receiver out there who I didn't hear about, like as far as the name, but I heard they were trying to get him. But they should have pushed harder for Claypool or pushed harder for a guy like Brandon Cooks or Jerry Jeudy or go after a free agent like Will Fuller. I know OBJ's out there and he's coming off an injury, so maybe they'll look at him when he gets healthy. Antonio Brown's out there, but he's a head case. But I mean, like, they didn't do anything. I mean, I get that they tried or whatever, but the Bears made a move. Actually, made a couple moves. The Lions got some picks. The Vikings got a tight end, and the Packers did nothing. I don't know. It's just like they're not trying to win. And I know they got bigger issues than a wide receiver. The defense is horrible, or not horrible, but they're not playing up to par, or they're not playing up to their standards. But like, I don't know. And then you heard Aaron Rodgers before. I heard him on the Pat McAfee show about how they hopefully make a move and then blah blah blah, and then nothing happened. So I'm pretty sure he's disappointed. But I thought it was a lot of interesting moves, a lot of moves in general. That sometimes at the trade deadline for NFL you don't see, but I thought this is really good. You know what I do like. I do like, even though it's not going to affect them this year, that the Jags went after Calvin Ridley. Maybe when he gets off his suspension, now they have a wide receiver for Lawrence. Like the Jets have some really good wide receivers, some really good young wide receivers up there. Mooney and Claypool are with Chicago. Mac Jones, I don't know what they're doing up there. They didn't do anything either. That kind of surprised me as well, but whatever. And then you have Lawrence getting Ridley, and this offseason they got Kirk and Jones. So I wanted to see what's going to happen next year with the now the second year guys, be good, third year guys next year, quarterbacks, and the Packers, man. I don't know. I have no words for that team. They're not even trying at this point.
We're gonna talk about them later, but yeah, that's crazy. Mo, NFL trade deadlines. What trades are you surprised of? Which one stood out?
I was surprised by the Chubb and Hawkinson move until I kind of listened to analysts break it down. They didn't want to pay him because you look at Chubb and Hawkinson are due up for money next year. So it's like, do we give them the big bucks, or do we go ahead and get trade value for them and think we can replace them and and move on? So now they let him go. I'm surprised they did it in division though. That kind of shocked me. But so now, like you said, Minnesota upgrades. So a lot of what we looked at right now in this trades is teams want to win right now. If you look at some of these teams who made the moves they made, they want to win right now. If you look at San Francisco, get McCaffrey, win right now. Philly getting Quinn, win right now. Miami getting Chubb, win right now. It wasn't about necessarily the future. It's like we want to win right now. We feel like we got a squad that can go right now and compete for a championship because, and look at the NFL, it's wide open right now. If you look at it, this year probably more than probably maybe the past couple of years, we really can't say a dominant team. Yes, Philly's undefeated, but normally we can look and be like, okay, it's looking like this, it's looking like this. Right now, it's up in the air. Like right now, I wouldn't be surprised at some upsets, whether it be NFC or AFC. I wouldn't be surprised if we see another team out of nowhere pull a Cincinnati. You know what I'm saying? Just get a 6 seed or come out of nowhere and pull upset and get the Super Bowl. The NFL is just so inconsistent right now this year that I can see that happening again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's weird. You know what I'm saying? So I see teams making moves to win right now. So no trade really surprised me. The Hawkinson trade sort of caught me off guard. The Claypool trade only caught me off guard because, like Craig was saying, you trade away your best 2 defensive players, but you bring in a number 1 receiver. Like, so what are we doing? Like, why not keep what you had and then bring him in here and now you look better? You know what I'm saying? Why do that? So I don't know if they feel like that still appeases Fields for the offense. But then if you can't stop nobody, what are you really doing here? Would you think he's supposed to come out there and just match score for score?
Yeah.
So it just I like the busyness of the trade deadline. There was a lot going on. I'm happy that we got rid of William Jackson. At least got a pick because since he don't want to be there, bye. I'm cool with it. Hey, listen, you a bum anyway, getting cooked by 3rd string receivers, but hey, I need to hear no there. Like, listen, you want to jump Johnny B. Bad, but you getting cooked by 3rd string receivers on tape. Like, come on, man. Like, what we really talking about here? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm like St. Juice even playing better than you. Like you got a rookie. You've been in the league 6-7 years. You got a third string corner playing better than you on the outside. Like, come on, man.
Yeah. So what I was surprised of, Mo, to your point, this is why I love the NFL. Because it's not like the NBA. And the parity is so crazy where this year the Buccaneers, Tom Brady team isn't doing good for now. The Aaron Rodgers team isn't doing good. And you have the Giants doing good and the Seahawks doing good. I love it because it gives every fan hope every year that your team could make it because of the parity in the NFL. I love it. And it just only continues to get better and better because you got some teams that value draft picks and you got some teams that don't. What I was surprised, I wasn't surprised at Chubb going to the Dolphins. Did you know the Dolphins turned the 3 picks they traded San Francisco into Waddle, Tyreek Hill, and Chubb? And they already came out and said they're gonna pay Chubb because Tua's not making any money. Right? So, and the salary cap's gonna go up. It's only going up from here. So they're Miami might be one of those teams to look out for, adding a pass rush. You might have to look out for Miami in December. Right. Listen, Chase Claypool to the Bears was a very good move. Here's the reason why. You're right, Mo. They don't want to pay Raekwon Smith, and he doesn't fit Uberflus' defensive scheme. I heard today he's a smaller linebacker. Eberflus likes bigger linebackers like Darius Leonard. I like to give credit. My bad. Whoever said that, I apologize. It didn't come from me, guys. But Chase Claypool, I think what the Bears are doing is, remember, Ryan Poles came from Kansas City, and he's building – Kansas City surrounded Patrick Mahomes with a lot of offensive weapons, and they're doing the same for Justin Fields, who I'm not going to lie, who has surprised me. And not surprised me because I believed in him, but the way he started, I was like, oh, no, man. Now I'm like, okay, I got you. I would trust him with the franchise. Right now, I would like to have him as Commanders. I think Craig would speak in Carolina. I think you would like to have Justin Fields, especially with those weapons that Carolina has. So I think Chicago DJ Moore's a beast.
Yeah, one guy.
Yeah, but and you got Terrence Marshall, like y'all good. Well, that one guy is huge. Aaron Rodgers was like the one guy. I'm saying that one guy makes a difference.
They don't even want to help him out.
You know what I'm saying? So, I just think that they believe in Justin Fields and his going offense, and they got a lot of cap space, and they got a lot of draft picks. So I think Chicago is doing good. TJ Hawkinson to the Vikings did surprise me because it's in the division. It's just like I'm going to give a division foe my second best offensive player, maybe my third best. I get it. You want draft picks. You don't want to pay them, but in a division, it just seems very odd. I like the way Detroit was moving this year. That move just surprised me. Calvin Ridley to the Jags is another one that, listen, they believe in Trevor Lawrence to put weapons around. All the other ones, I kind of get. Chase Edmonds to the Broncos. I get. He wasn't doing good in Miami. He'll probably fit the Broncos scheme. Naeem Hines to the Bills. Pass catcher running back. They need that. Jeff Wilson to the Dolphins. Mike McDaniels the coach. He's going to be him and Mostert. That's the San Francisco running game. William Jackson to the third, like Mo said, he wasn't doing good as in the commander scheme. And he goes to Pittsburgh, and I still think he gets barbecued. Just still thinks he does. So we got a pick for it. I don't know what Green Bay is doing, guys. I don't. Like Brandon Cooks was out there. You could have got Chase Claypool, who I think fits perfect. Chase Claypool would fit perfect in Green Bay, but now he goes to Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Like, Chase Claypool and Aaron Rodgers, I would actually be like, if Green Bay traded for Brandon Cooks or Chase Claypool, I would say at this point right now, because we got this next topic up, I would say Green Bay is going to make the playoffs. I don't know about that now. That's a very hard sell for me right now.
They won't. But we'll get there.
We'll
I
get
don't think
there.
Green Bay going to playoffs. We'll get there, but I'm going to start now.
We'll get there. Anyway, Mo, I was gonna start off with you. All right, it's 8 weeks, right? It's following teams. This is the current playoff standing right now. In the NFC, you got the Vikings. Well, I'm sorry, number 1 seed is the Eagles. Number 2 seed is the Vikings. Number 3 seed is the Seahawks. Number 4 seed is the Falcons. Number 5 seed is the Cowboys. Number 6 seed is the Giants, and number 7 seed is the 49ers. Which teams do you see making the playoffs? Which teams are not? And whoever doesn't make the playoffs, what team are you replacing them with and why?
I'm sure right here. Ooh, this is tough. All right. For the sake of wildness, I'm going to, just because I'm gonna give benefit of the doubt for a defending champ, and I just feel like it's too much time on that team. They're gonna go on a run. Mm-hmm. I would take Seattle out. And go with San Fran up top at 3, winning the division, 3 or 4 to win the division. Okay. I'll take the 49ers. And I think the Rams will get that 7th seed. I think the Rams are going to go on the run. Eventually, Woo! I don't see Seattle making the playoffs. I just think it might die down. I think it's exciting. I just think the wheels might fall off eventually. I would take the Falcons out.
The Rams got a tough schedule, bro. They got a tough schedule.
I'm gonna take the Falcons out, and I just truly believe Tampa's gonna go on a run eventually, or a good enough run to win that division.
Okay.
I don't know if Mariota can hold this up. I mean, he's not blowing the league away.
Okay.
But I mean, even I was looking at stats against Carolina last week. It wasn't mind blowing. I mean, it wasn't like, oh my God, like, you know what I'm saying? It was just, you just made enough plays to win the game. But when it get down the stretch, I just think Brady and them going to find enough. I like everybody else right here. I hate it. Watch this. We beat Minnesota next week. I might have a different talk about this conversation right now. I don't want to put us in the mix yet until I see the Minnesota game.
Okay, so
I like this. Yeah, I like this.
So right now you got the Eagles number 1, the Vikings number 2, the 49ers number 3, the Buccaneers number 4.
Yeah, I'm cool with Dallas at 5. I'm cool with Giants at 6, and I would put Rams at 7.
Yeah. Okay, all right. For the AFC. All right, number 1 seed, we got the Bills. Number 2 seed, you got the Titans. Number 3 seed, you got the Chiefs. Number 4 seed, you got the Ravens. Number 5 seed, you got the Jets. Number 6 seed, you got the Dolphins. Number 7 seed, you got the Chargers. Which teams you don't see not making the playoffs?
I know y'all might laugh at me. I'm gonna go bold prediction. I'm gonna keep it right there. And I'm not saying in order though. I'm not keeping it in order for this one. I'm keeping these teams right here.
You keep it all in the AFC.
No, I would take the Chargers out and put the Bengals there.
Okay.
Until you prove me otherwise, I just feel like the Chargers let you down too much. I think the Bengals are going to go on a run eventually. No,
Okay.
matter of fact, nope, change that.
No Bengals.
Nope. What I seen last week, if Chase is out 6 to 8 weeks with what I seen against the Browns,
It's the divisional game.
I get it, but they look lost. They look bad. Like, just, I mean, all right, hold on. That's okay. Once again, I mean, hold on. All right, hold on.
I messed him up with that one, Craig. I messed him up.
Nah, you did. I had to rethink. Okay, so cool. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna stay with it though. I'm gonna give them the benefit of doubt. I'm gonna go them in, and I'm gonna go Chargers out. I don't know how it's gonna follow with seeding, but I think Jets gonna make the playoffs. So Chargers out. I'm gonna go Chargers out. I'm gonna go Chargers out. I'm gonna go Bengals in. I don't know what order this is gonna fall in because but I'm not gonna take the Bills out, of course. I'm not gonna take the Titans out. They're gonna win that division. And I'll go a step further. I'm gonna go a step further with this. If the Titans finish second or second in the AFC, and Derrick Henry keeps up this pace, you can't justify him not winning MVP. Sorry, when you have a quarterback that most would give up for dead, they don't have a wide receiver that you would even call a number 2 receiver. Nevertheless, a number 1, and he's putting up the stats he's putting up, and they lost. And mind you, they lost a top 2 offensive lineman in the offseason, and then their third one, the best one, he's been hurt for the rest of the season. And look at the numbers he's putting up.
Good coaching, man.
Like, this is crazy what Derrick Henry's doing. He's third in rushing with almost 800 yards. He has 7 touchdowns. He's on pace for 1,500 yards and 16 touchdowns. Yeah, like if he does that, man. If he does that and they get the number 2 seed, I feel like there's no way you can justify him not getting MVP. Like, but yeah, I'm gonna keep everybody right here. I'm gonna take Chargers out and go Bengals right now. Chargers got to show me something different.
All right,
show me something different.
Woo! All right, Craig. All right, right now after 8 weeks, first 7 seeds are locked in. Right, I'm gonna name them. Tell me which teams are gonna make the playoffs, and the team that is not making the playoffs, what team do you replace them with? So the first seed, you got the Eagles.
I got them, sir.
Second. All right, who you got? Who you taking out?
You know what? Last week I said the Rams are going to make it and the 49ers wasn't. That was a mistake. I'm not picking the Rams anymore. I don't think they'll make the playoffs. Get them out of there. I got the Rams out and the 49ers in now. So give me, if I had to put them in order as of right now, subject to change because it's fluid. Give me Eagles, Vikings, 49ers, Bucks, believe in the Falcons, Cowboys at 5, Giants at 6, and
go ahead, say it.
Man.
Say it. I know what you're about to say. Say it. Go ahead. I would say the same thing. Go ahead and say it. I know what you're about to say.
I'm not saying the Commanders. I'm not saying
no. I know what you're about to say. Go ahead and say it.
I'm gonna go. I don't know what.
Say it.
I want to say Packers, but I can't. I'm annoyed by them already, so I don't even know why I'm.
Go ahead and say it, man.
You know what? I'm going Seattle.
I knew it. They're in the title. I said it.
I'm going Seattle. I don't know why. The Packers just I can't. I don't know if I can pick the Packers anymore. I think they'll win this week. Then they got some tough games with the Cowboys and the Titans coming up. The Rams. I think if the Rams lose this week to Tampa Bay, I mean they're 3-5.
They got a tough schedule. The Rams got a tough schedule.
And then the Rams have some tough teams coming up. They play the AFC West, so. And they haven't. I don't think they played an AFC West team so far. So those games coming up. Obviously, got Tampa coming up this week. They got the Chiefs coming up.
They got the Chargers twice. Seattle twice.
I don't know,
Chargers.
Man. I don't
Broncos.
know. It's gonna be tough. So I don't think they get a chance to repeat. So that's my 7 as of now. In the AFC, I like pretty much every team, except for I would flip flop Kansas City because I think. This is they play Tennessee this week, so I think they'll get 2. Yeah. Tennessee probably drops to give me Tennessee at 4.
Okay.
I think Baltimore goes to 3. I think they're starting to figure it out.
Yeah.
I think Miami moves up to 5. Chargers at 6. I think the Jets drop out of the whole thing. And give me the. Colts are struggling. The Patriots, I don't believe in. The Jets, I don't believe in their quarterback. And I know the Bengals just got destroyed, but I got to go Bengals. Even though I know they're not going to have Chase for a while, I think they're going to have to figure it out with Higgins. They have Higgins and they have Boyd. So I don't understand why they can't. And they have a tight end. So they have enough, and then they have Mixon as well. So they have enough right there to where they can make some plays on offense. Now this week they get a layup. Well, it's parity in the NFL, so you can't consider it a layup every week. But they get the Panthers this week, so it should be a win for them. But I don't know, man. But that's who I'm going with. That's who I got.
Stick it in, it's done. Stick a fork in it, it's done, Craig.
For now, I like after Thanksgiving or something. Yeah.
All right. What do I think? Mo, I think you are crazy for picking the Rams. I think they do not make the playoffs. Their schedule is brutal, brother. It's brutal. You know what I'm saying? I think the Eagles stay at number 1, of course. I think the Vikings stay at number 2. Number 3, I'm going 49ers. I think 49ers, with the moves they made, they're getting healthy. And they're going to be a tough out. They were just in the championship last year. We'll get to the playoff breakdowns, but they're going to be tough. I think they get the number 3 seed. I think they win a division. Number 4, I'm not discounting Tom Brady yet. Just because, Craig, I know you know more than anybody. That division is wild. It's wide open. It's hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just think that even with Tampa Bay struggling, I see them winning the division. So I see Tampa Bay at 4. I see the Cowboys at 5. They best defense. Their offense is going to come together. And I didn't want to say this, but I see the Giants because of their schedule's easy. And they're going to play. They're gonna stay at the 16. The Giants will make the playoffs this year. Number 7, I'm going Seahawks. I think the Seahawks have an easier schedule. Geno Smith is playing good. They got young draft picks. It's hard not to pick them. I looked at this and I'm listening to all these podcasts. It's just hard to not pick Seattle. I was looking like, damn, they're a good team. You know what I'm saying? And the NFC is a toss-up. I don't see the Rams making it. The Rams' schedule is too difficult, man.
Rams' strength of schedule is, man.
There's too.
Them and the Packers have a tough strength of schedule.
It's tough.
Hey, Washington got the number 1 strength of schedule left.
Washington does?
Yeah, like it's 6:30. Think about it. We still got Philly, Dallas, San Fran, Minnesota, Giants twice.
Okay.
Atlanta.
Tough schedule. Yeah, but so the Rams. Somebody I was watching First Things First, and Nick Wright was like, "Do you think the Rams are going to make the playoffs? Look at their schedule." And he brought it up. I was like, "Damn." I looked at it. He was like, "They still got the Seahawks twice."
Yeah, Kansas City,
Chargers.
I'm not counting the Raiders or the Arizona. No, Green Bay. They still got to play Broncos and Tampa.
Green Bay's going to be a tough. I don't think Green Bay makes the playoffs, but they're not going to be an easy win.
I got you. I'm not
The Broncos. The Broncos might not make the playoffs, but they're not an easy win. New Orleans ain't an easy win. Them shits ain't just easy. You know what I'm saying? The Rams are going to struggle. They will struggle against the Broncos and lose. I just don't see them winning. But for the AFC, I got it. I don't have it how it is. I do have the Bills getting the number 1 seed. I have the Chiefs and the number 2 seed. The number 3 seed, I got the Ravens. I think the Ravens I'm just getting better, man.
Hold on. Ravens got the weakest schedule down the stretch.
Yeah,
If they don't make the playoffs.
They're gonna make the playoffs. They're gonna make the playoffs, bro.
With the rest of their schedule, if they don't, Harbaugh need to be fired. I'm sorry.
Nah, they're gonna make the playoffs, Mo.
Listen, no, I'm saying if he don't, he need to be fired.
There you go, man. Mo,
you got the Bengals. No, listen to this. You got the Bengals, the Falcons, the Jacksonville, Steelers twice, Browns, Panthers, Saints, and Broncos. That's their remaining schedule.
Yeah,
if they can't make the playoffs, come on.
They're gonna make the playoffs. The Ravens they're one of the best teams, and I'm glad I picked them to go Super Bowl because they're good. They're a good team. And then I got the Titans at 4. I think they're gonna win their division. You know what? I'm not picking the Colts again. I picked them last year. I picked them this year. I'm not picking the Colts again, Corey. I mean, leave Corey. Like, yeah, man, Matt Ryan's gonna do good this year.
Corey had him Super Bowl.
Corey had him Super Bowl.
It's tough.
It's tough. It was tough. I was like, you sure you want to do that? I was like, but so I'm not picking them again though. So the fifth seed, I do have the Dolphins. 6, I don't have the Jets. Right? I don't. Zach Wilson's not playing good. He's not playing good. You know what I'm saying? It's not looking too good for him right now. I have the Chargers. I think the Chargers they're not healthy right now, but I still got the Chargers going to the playoffs. I still got them. I don't know why. I just think that they're battling through the injuries, and they're going to be healthy enough in time of the playoffs. So I think they're a good enough team to weather the storm for now. And the 7th seed, I got the Bengals. I listened to Joe Burrow is on the Volume podcast, and he's on the Volume every week with Colin Calhoun. And he said this. He said, this exact moment is what happened last year. They got beat by the Browns, and then they won a game, and then they went on a bye week, and then they put together wins. And I think that happens this time. I just think that, Mo, it's a divisional game. They never play the Browns good. Myles Garrett has sacked him the most. He said it, too. Colin Coward was like, who's the most physical specimen? He said Myles Garrett is a beast. Said Myles Garrett is a beast. You know what I'm saying? So, listen. And Myles Garrett, let me tell you something. Every Halloween, he has all the quarterbacks with their gravestones, Mo, and how many times he sacked them. He has it every year. This year, I don't know if you're familiar with Stranger Things, but he was Vecna outside, and he had quarterbacks hanging up, and he lists how many sacks. But I just have the Bengals making the playoffs. I think they're going to run.
Listen, they're going to go on if they go on this run, they're going to earn it because still got to play Buffalo.
Okay.
Tennessee.
They can beat.
Kansas City. Baltimore.
They're going to beat Baltimore.
Browns again.
They'll beat the Browns.
Patriots.
They'll beat the Patriots.
Steelers.
They'll beat the Steelers.
Tampa.
They'll beat Tampa.
Carolina.
That's 7 wins.
And they got Carolina this weekend.
7 wins. They can beat all those teams. I think that the Ravens beat them. I think they split with the Ravens. I think they sweep the Steelers, and they split with the Browns.
Didn't they lose the Steelers week 1? Didn't they lose the Steelers? Did they beat the Steelers that week?
They
week
lost.
1? Wasn't that week 1?
They lost.
They lost. So they'll beat the Steelers. So they'll be 3-3 in the division. They lost to the Ravens. They lost to the Steelers and lost to the Browns.
Oh, they 0-3 in the division right now? Oh, man. Oh.
Yeah. I think they win. I just think the Bengals, they have a good team. I think they played a divisional game, and I think they bring it. All right, Craig, you ready for the breakout fantasy players?
Sure, why not?
Week 9.
You know what, man? I don't know why I'm picking this guy because he's been a disappointment. But he has a good matchup. He's playing the Lions. I'm going Aaron Rodgers, my quarterback. Aaron Rodgers is not even inside the top 10, which is surprising because
very surprising.
last time Aaron Rodgers has not been inside the top 10 in fantasy, but he's not. So I'm picking Rodgers. I don't know why other than the matchup. Maybe this is a get right game for them. My running back, I'm going with Myles Sanders. I think the Texans give up a lot of yards on the ground. Myles Sanders has been getting the ball a lot lately. They seem to trust him a lot more this year for some reason. They didn't the last couple of years, but between him and Hurts running the ball, I mean, it's a really good combination. So the Texans on a short week, fortunately for them, they're playing at home, but unfortunately, they're getting the undefeated Eagles. My wide receivers, I have two because I'm not sure what's going to happen here. Like I have Terry McLaurin, who ever since Taylor Heinicke has come back, he's been his go-to guy, been his main target.
He loves him. He gives him massive targets.
And the other guy, because I'm trying to figure out who's going to play wide receiver. Right now is Palmer from San Diego, from the Chargers.
Okay.
I don't know who's going to be their go-to wide receiver because Williams is hurt. He's not going to play. Keenan Allen he's not practicing or he's been limited in practice with his hamstring still. So, and Palmer's coming off of a concussion, I believe, but I don't know if he's going to play. If he plays, I like him because they're playing the Falcons. Falcons give up a lot of yards through the air, so I don't see no reason why Palmer can't, if he's starting, can't go off with Herbert throwing the ball. My tight end, I like Evan Ingram. He seems to have a resurgence. He's not dropping the ball like he used to be with the Giants. They're playing the Raiders. The Raiders just got shut out last week. I would assume they're going to play better, but I mean, the Raiders give a lot of yards. They can't really stop anybody. And the defense, I'm going with the Rams. I think the Bucs have been struggling this year. Maybe the Bucs will play better, but I mean, the Rams defense, this is. I mean, if they were looking for a good matchup, I think this is it because both teams. I don't really see this being a high-scoring game, so I think the Rams defense can if they show up, I think they can get some sacks, get some maybe even a pick or two on Tom Brady.
All right. So listen, I'm gonna pick these players, and listen, guys, I have some of these players on my fantasy. I'm not being biased. I just did some good research. My quarterback, and I started him, and he played bad. I'm going, but I think Arizona's a bad team. I'm going Geno Smith, man. I'm going Geno Smith to give you a good 25 points. I think they're going to play. Arizona defense sucks. Arizona's not a good football team, but they're exciting. I'm not going to lie. With D-Hop back, they're going to put some points on the board. So I think this is a shootout. I think Geno Smith, starting quarterback. Geno Smith, starting quarterback, man. Start him.
Okay.
Craig, you gave two receivers. I'm going to give two running backs. The first running back I'm going to say is Raheem Mostert from Miami. He's the only option right now. And I think that Chicago gives up a lot of fantasy points per game. I think 26.2. And he runs outside of the hashes instead of inside, and that's where they give up most of the fantasy points. So I'm going Raheem Mostert. And the second running back, I'm going to go Kenneth Walker the third versus Arizona. I think that Arizona's defense is terrible. Kenneth Walker is a very good running back, and he's going to get you points. Start him. Wide receivers, I think I do like the Joshua Palmer one. But once again, I'm gonna go Jalen Waddle, man. I think Chicago is, first of all, their defense might have a little bit of holes in it because of who they just traded. So Jalen Waddle is a yak master, so he's gonna get points, and he's been doing phenomenal this year in fantasy. Tight ends are so they're not difficult. It's just they're not. Um, they're not like they're hard to pick because it's so few of them, and then they're so random. So I'm gonna go Robert Twain, Green Bay, Detroit. I think that uh, Detroit defense is horrible. I think this is a bounce back game for Green Bay, and everybody's gonna eat. So I think he's gonna be on the receiving end, and I think he scores a touchdown. Defense, the defense is funny, but I think I'm gonna go with Jacksonville Jaguars versus Las Vegas. I think I don't know what's going on in Las Vegas. And I have Derek Carr as my quarterback, and he has been terrible this year. And Devontae Adams has not been playing good, so I don't know. And the only one thing I can point to is coaching. So that's it. I think the Jacksonville Jaguars have a good game. Mo, fancy breakout players for week 9.
All right. Quarterback. I like Aaron Rodgers. I think eventually something got to stick. I'm gonna throw a wild card out there. And I'm not just being a homer. I'm throwing a wild card out there because we need it. We needed him to play well. Heineke. I think he's going to score. He's going to play well for us to win. Running backs. I'm gonna go with Benjamin for Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna go Myles Sanders for Philly. I just think, prime time, they're gonna keep the momentum going. They're gonna have a big day. Receivers, I'm gonna go McLaurin. And I'm gonna go with man, because I got him on my fantasy, two, because I feel like something got to give. It's prior time now. Devontae Adams. I think something got to go. Like the pride got to stick eventually. Something got to go. Tight end. I'm gonna go Ingram from Jacksonville, and I'm gonna go.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Pitts. I don't think Pitts is tight end top 10 yet. Pitts not top 10 yet. At tight end is.
Let me look right now.
I mean, if he is, he just fit in there. I don't think he was recently.
He's number 7 on Bleach Report. I don't know what he is on. I mean, it's okay. The tight ends be
up and down.
Tight ends be rare, man.
Defense. I'm gonna throw a shock out there. Even though I'm not picking them to win the game Monday night, I think it's going to be a defensive battle. I think they're going to play well. Because the backs up against the wall as far as playoffs. I'm gonna go New Orleans defense. Against Baltimore. I think they're going to know that their backs against the wall. They're going to play well. I think they're going to play well. I'm not saying they're going to win the game, but I think they're going to play well. And then I like Jacksonville defense. I think they're catching fire. They're playing well. I take Jacksonville defense too.
All right. Yeah, I think Jacksonville defense is. I don't know, man. The Las Vegas Raiders are just. I don't know, man. They're not. I don't know, Craig. I don't know what to say. All I can say is coaching. That's all I can say. So, all right, guys. You know what time it is.
Oh.
But we're going to start off with you. The favorite segment of the night. Who you got? Damn. It changes every week.
Hey.
It changes every week.
Yeah.
All right. Mo, Chargers versus Falcons. Who you got?
Oh, offensively, I'm gonna go Chargers. I'm gonna go Chargers offensively still, even with injuries out. I don't know if Keenan Allen's playing this game yet or he's back yet, but I still will go Chargers offensively. Coaching wise, I love what Smith has done. The coach has done keeping his team afloat with what they have. But I'll go with Chargers coach, even though I feel like his back is against the wall now. Let's see what you can do Defensively, I'm gonna go with the Chargers, just collective talent wise. I'm gonna go with the Chargers. I'm gonna go Chargers win this game because they gotta catch fire eventually. They gotta do something if they're gonna go to the playoffs. Or they're gonna try to go to the playoffs. Even though I think I had them out. I said they're not gonna make it. But I am gonna pick them to win this game. I think they're gonna have too much firepower. I think Herbert, they're coming off a bye. So I think they're gonna be rested and ready to go. I think I'm gonna go with Chargers 35-21.
All right. Who I got? Chargers versus Falcons. Interesting one. I think offense. I gotta go Chargers. I don't. Damn, man. I don't know because the Falcons are 4-4. They are leading the division. But okay, trump card. Justin Herbert's better, right, than anybody the Falcons got. So Chargers for the offense. Oh, coach. Brandon Staley, I think, is a better coach than Arthur Smith. I like Arthur Smith, though. I think this second year he's doing a phenomenal job. Anytime you get that production out of Marcus Mariota, it's pretty good. I gotta get. You know what? I gotta give it to Arthur Smith because of what he's done, the coaching job he has done in Atlanta's 4-4. The Chargers supposed to have this super team, so they should be in a better spot right now than the 7th. So, but they do have a lot of injuries. So we don't do pushes over here. So I'm gonna go Arthur Smith as a better coach. Defense, I'm gonna go with the Chargers, but I don't think Atlanta's defense is bad, but the Chargers should have a better defense than they have been, but they haven't been living up to expectations. And Brandon Staley is a defensive mastermind, as they say. So, I gotta give it to the Chargers. I think they're coming off a bye week. I just don't believe in the Falcons. I don't know what it is, Craig. Maybe you're in my ear. I think the Falcons play really good games, like the Saints. I just don't think they're a good team. So I got the Chargers winning this one. Not even convincingly. I think it's going to be closer than a lot of people think. And I'm going to go 28-21 Chargers. All right, Craig. Chargers versus Falcons. Who you got?
The coaching wise, I don't even know what to say here on the coach because they're both even. I'm just gonna go with Staley just because I don't even know why. I just think it's real close with both of these coaches. Neither coach has really done that much. I guess Arthur Smith, since his team is in first place, you could say that and you know what? Let me switch. I'm going to Arthur Smith.
That's what I'm saying.
The more I think about it, and the team that they have, they're not supposed to be in first place. Yeah. I know the division is terrible versus a division that was supposed to be really good. But I think the job Arthur Smith has done, they easily could have been. I mean, they could have beat the Bucks the first time they played them. That was the only time, but they could have beat them had it not been for a stupid passing, roughing the passer call. So I mean, they could easily be 5-3. They could be 6-2. They lost a couple games here. They lost the first game of the season to the Saints. They blew that lead. So they could be a lot better than what they are. But they're 4-4. They're in first place. So I got to give it to them right now. Offensive side, I'm going to Chargers. I think Austin Eckler, the job he's done, he's not really getting the ball as far as and running the ball like Saquon or something like that, but he is in the passing game. I know they don't have Williams. They're probably not even going to have Keenan Allen this week either. But I think I take Herbert over Mariota. I take Eckler over whoever is starting for the Falcons in the backfield. And the wide receivers, I know Drake London's on the other side, but Drake London hasn't really done anything this year for the most part. He hasn't put up. I don't think he's had a 100-yard season, 100-yard game so far. So it's kind of a push there for wide receivers. But I'm going to Chargers offense. The defense, the Chargers defense hasn't played too well, but they've been a lot of injuries on that side of the ball. The Falcons can't stop anybody, so I have to go with the Chargers, pretty much just by default. Now the Falcons kind of had, like I said, the Falcons have surprised me, but they should have lost last week. Had it not been for DJ Moore taking his helmet off or the kicker missing a field goal after the DJ Henderson pick, they should have lost that game. But it is what it is. They won the game, so whatever. But I think the Chargers coming off a bye week, they get some players healthier. Herbert knows what he has to do to make a run for the playoffs. I think this is the start of that game or start of that push. So I'm going Chargers. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. The Chargers seem to have a big lead on teams and then blow it. So, and the Falcons can score. So I'm going 34-28 Chargers.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good game, actually. I think it's going to be high-scoring.
Yeah.
All right. Colts versus Patriots. Who I got? Coaching, I gotta go Belichick in this one. He actually coached better. I know they blew to Chicago, but he won a pivotal. He won a pivotal game with the Jets, and the defense showed up, and they got the win, and that's what the NFL is about. So right now, he would be an easy. He's not an easy pick week to week anymore. So this week he does have the edge over Frank Wright, who next week we'll ask Corey what's going on with the firing of the offensive coordinator who doesn't call plays, which is interesting, but whatever. Offense, I mean both offenses, the quarterbacks are both bad. The receivers, I gotta give it the edge to the Colts, the running back, the Colts. But Sam Ellinger is quarterback. I don't think so. So offense, I gotta go. The Patriots. I think Mac Jones is a better quarterback. And in this league, you need a decent quarterback to make your offense a run. So I think the Patriots offense is better. And I just didn't see it from Sam Ellinger this week. Belichick is really, really good against quarterbacks. And I know he wasn't good with Justin Fields, but I think Justin Fields is a better quarterback than a lot of people give him credit. But I think Sam Ellinger is going to not do good this week against Belichick's defense. The funny thing is, I think the Colts' defense is really good. But if we're going matchup-wise, I'm going to give the edge to the Patriots because of Sam Ellinger. I think that they're going to come out, and Belichick has this history against quarterbacks. I might be wrong this week. We'll see. But Sam Ellinger is probably going to be confused and might be, what does Sam Darnold say, seeing ghosts out there? But, so I think give the edge to Patriots. I think this is a messy game. I shouldn't even pick it for who you got, but it's on there. I was thinking about it. Next time I'm going to race it going forward. No more second guessing myself. But I think this game is going to be 17-10 to Patriots. I don't think it's a good game. Craig, Colts versus Patriots. Who you got?
I mean, I'm coach. I'm going with Belichick, just because his team is playing a little bit better than the Colts have been this year. I didn't have high expectations for the Patriots, but I had high expectations for the Colts because the division seemed to be so bad, and they're underachieving. So I got to go with Belichick. Offensive side, I think I'm gonna go with the Patriots. I like. Taylor has pretty much just been he hasn't been there since the first week of the season. I know he had a couple games I think where he was hurt and he missed some time, but he just doesn't look like the same running back that was there last year. A lot of that could be the offensive line, a lot of that could be the quarterback and things like that, but he just doesn't look this. He's not running the same. So maybe Corey, obviously, he knows more about it than I do, so maybe he can expand on that definitely.
Yeah.
But I look at the wide receivers and I like Pittman. He definitely has top 10 potential, but to me, this all goes to the quarterback, like you said. So I don't even know if I would pick them if they had Matt Ryan back there right now. I don't know, but I do like the running backs for the Patriots. I like the Harris and Stevenson. Jacoby Myers is bought out a little bit to me. They don't really have anybody else. Devontae Parker, who looked good in preseason, he's been horrible. So, but I do like Mac Jones a little bit more than Sam Ehlinger. So I'm going that route. Defense, I'm going Patriots as well. Patriots lead the league in takeaways. So, and the defense, excuse me, is the defense is a little bit lower in terms of total yards, but they're getting takeaways, they're getting stops every now well, they're getting stops here and there. I mean, I think that Bears game, like you said, that was just a tough. I think that was an outlier, maybe.
Yeah,
they just ran up against a mobile quarterback, and that clearly they seem to be struggling against mobile quarterbacks. Lamar Jackson, Justin Fields, even Tua a little bit, to an extent, can run a little bit. So I think they ran into that, but I think last week was a big win for them playing the Jets. Big divisional game on the road. A lot of people counted them out, and they stepped up. Now, if they play like that, I don't know why they couldn't play like that against the Bears. Take that same aggression, take that same whatever it is, and put it into that game. Maybe they can do the same against the Colts this week. It's another home game for them. I want to pick the Colts just because I think they need this win. They don't want to fall too far back, even though I think that the Titans have a tough game as well. So even if you lose, you're not going to lose any ground if the Titans lose, but you don't want to keep putting yourself into these holes where you're now 3-5-1. So I'm going with the Colts. I don't know if I really believe it, but I'm picking the Colts.
Okay.
Let me go 20-16.
All right. Mo, Colts versus Patriots. Who you got?
Colts versus Patriots. Coach, I'm gonna go Belichick. Let's just go ahead. I'm gonna go Belichick. Offense. Man, it's tough. I'm gonna go Colts just off of Jonathan Taylor. Like, I just feel like, Matt Jones haven't shown me enough to where I can say Matt Jones over everything. But I think with Pittman coming on, Paris Campbell's been coming on. I think the offensive line started to improve just a little bit, had its moments, but Jonathan Taylor's still running hard. So I'm gonna go Colts. Defensively, I'm gonna go Colts. I think it's the pride thing now. It's a gut check moment because, like we talked about on the chat, you fired the offensive coordinator, but he wasn't even the play caller. So I feel like for that to go down, it's like a call out. Like, things got to change here. Somebody got to reach down and pull this and do what they got to do. So I think Colts I think it's gonna be a tough game. I don't think it's gonna be a blowout, but I think Colts find a way to win. I'm gonna go 20-17 Colts.
Oh man, okay. All right, Craig, Bills versus Jets. Who you got?
Coach, I'm going McDermott. I like the job that what's his name? Staley? Is that his name? Or no, what's his name?
Salah.
Salah. So I like the job that Salah's done. I think if they had won that game last week, it probably would have been a tougher choice. But
yeah,
so it is what it is. They lost, so I got to go with Sean McDermott. In this case, the offense. I got to go to Bills. They just I don't know how much Naheem Hines is gonna factor into this game. Probably none.
Yeah.
If anything, maybe they got a few plays for him. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. But
Yeah.
even still, I mean, Singletary is their guy. He also catches passes.
Mhm.
Obviously, they have Allen, and then they have Diggs and McKenzie and Gabe. What's his name? Can't think of his name. Gabe.
Isaiah McKenzie, Gabe Davis.
Gabe Davis. They have Davis, and they also have Knox. So they have enough players. The problem is that the Jets quarterback is just it. The Jets quarterback is just not good.
No.
I don't know. He has talent around him, and then they go out and they get Robinson from Jacksonville. They have Carter there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if Breece Hall was still healthy, it might be a little bit of, and I think that's going to be their downfall. It's going to be Breece Hall. Besides the quarterback playing not up to par, it's going to be Breece Hall not being able he's not on the field because he's injured for the season. So, I like the wide receivers. I like their tight end all these guys were getting utilized when they had Joe Flacco in. Now I'm not saying Joe Flacco was better than
they were getting utilized.
Maybe I am.
The offense looked different.
Offense looked like it had firepower. Like they were throwing the ball down the field. Joe Flacco was getting 300 yards a game, and the offense just looked different. And now it just looks stagnant, and they're struggling to put up points. But I understand you have to go with I don't know, man. Like I don't know in this situation. I guess you have to go with the guy that you drafted second overall. But man, I know Flacco really wasn't like they didn't win their first game of the season, but the offense just looked different. It looked better.
If Zach Wilson isn't playing well next year, I mean, you gotta if they don't make the playoffs this year and it falls on Zach Wilson, next year will be his third year, man.
I think next year it's gonna be my evaluation of him and I'll see what happens. But
yeah, because you can't say he'll have no offensive weapons. Can't say that.
I mean, and then next year when they get Hall back, they're gonna have to make a move at running back to figure out who they're gonna get rid of. But I mean, you have 3 running backs right there. What you want to do with that? But when you have Moore and you have Wilson, I just don't know what they're doing with this team. But defensively, I'm going with the Bills as well. I think the Bills defense is one of the best in the league, if not the best in the league. So, and unfortunately for the Jets, they're getting the Bills coming off of a well, I guess it was an easy win, but or did they have coming off an easy win again?
Yeah, Green Bay.
I think they could have blew Green Bay out.
Yeah,
a couple turnovers by Allen. I don't know. He just kind of made some mental mistakes, but I don't think they're going to have that same issue with the Jets. I think they win this game easily. Give me the Bills 31-17.
Mo, Bills versus Jets. Who you got?
Coach, I'm gonna go Sean McDermott. Once again, I agree with Craig. I love the job the Jets coach has done, especially after last year. Building the team together. We had Wilson out early. They lost their best offensive lineman, the one they drafted, Becton. They lost some pieces early. Now they lost their running back. I mean, they've been holding together. The Patriots game was winnable. It wasn't like they got blown out.
Yeah.
I like the direction, but the Bills are the Bills. I like what McDermott's been doing. He's been building pieces around him. He's brought in people. He's done a great job of bringing in people who match his personality and the team personality. A lot of people bring in people just to bring in names. He's brought in people, even bringing in Von Miller, it matches their personality. It's not like they reached for him and brought in somebody that doesn't match who they are. Offense, I'm gonna take Buffalo. And the scary part is, I think they still haven't caught stride with their running game. They're beating teams and they haven't even caught full stride yet. As far as their running game getting together, Singletary and them. I think White. I think they got some pieces still missing. The Diggs and Allen like they're in perfect sync right now. Defensively, I'll take the Bills. Is White's not even back yet. You know what I'm saying? I think their defense is good enough to where they can ease White back in, give him minimum reps, and then have him full tilt for the playoffs. So I think that's going to be advanced. That's going to be scary that they can sit there and they can kind of play him here and there, and then have him full tilt for the playoffs. And then I'm gonna take the Bills, but I don't think this is gonna be a blowout. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think the Jets are going to show that we're an improved team. I think it's going to be but in the end, it's too much talent. So I'm going to go double digits still, but I'm going to go 34-21.
All right. Coaching. I like what Robert Sala's been doing. But Sean McDermott has the Bills number 1 seed. They're a juggernaut. He's just a good coach, man. He's been a good coach. And, the Bills are going to go as far as Josh Allen takes them. Offense, I'm with you, Craig. Zach Wilson this has to be irritating at a point because, we're going to be totally honest here. Right now, the Jets would probably like Justin Fields versus Zach Wilson because I don't see it as I think they would like Mac Jones better than Zach Wilson. I'll wait till next year. But right now, it's just looking like he's not grasping the offense and he's not trusting receivers, even though when Joe Flacco was in there, the offense looked totally different. And I'm going to be honest with you, if Joe Flacco was playing instead of Zach Wilson, this would be a really different game. But we'll see. 3 years for the quarterbacks. We'll see. Just right now, it's not looking good for Zach Wilson. He's, if it was a grade, he'd be an F. Failing. But the offense, I gotta go with Buffalo. You got Josh Allen, one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Tay Diggs, one of the best receivers in the NFL. I'm sorry, Stephon Diggs. Tay Diggs, bro. Stephon Diggs. Tay Diggs, the actor. Stephon Diggs is one of the best receivers in the NFL. Gabe Davis is a very complimentary piece. You got Isaiah McKenzie. Then you got Dawson Knox. Then they just got Nyheim Hines. And I just found this out. Zach Moss was more of a traditional running back, and they're looking for a third down back, if that makes sense, that catches the ball out of the backfield. Somebody like Antonio Gibson for Washington, or, I think they're going to still give Singletary a lot, but I think Nyheim Hines comes in and comes in on third downs for pass catching. So offense is the Bills. Defense, I like Sauce Gardner, man. Bring that Sauce. I like Sauce Gardner. I like the Jets defense. It's just the Bills defense is better. Hands down, man. Von Miller's a beast coming in off the edge. Their depth and the D tackles is phenomenal. Their corners are good. Their defense is they're one of the best teams in the NFL, man. When you're one of the best teams in the NFL, you should be dominating teams like the Bills are going to dominate the Jets. And the reason they're going to dominate the Jets is because Zach Wilson isn't going to play good. Their defense is going to give him fit. And he's going to cause some turnovers, some fumbles. If you got fantasy guys, Buffalo Bills is the defense to start. I think this is a blowout, not even close. This is the second one on who you got. I shouldn't have picked because the Bills are going to win convincingly 35-17. All right, Mo. Vikings versus Commanders. Who you got? It's a big one.
Oh, man.
It's a big one. This is a big
one. Coaching, it is. Coaching, I'm going to go. Coaching, I'm going to go with Vikings. I ain't going to be disrespectful. Even though Ron Rivera has more experience. I like what Kevin O'Connell's been doing. I like how he has his team believing, how he has them playing, how he has them finishing games. Defensively, I'm only saying this because of our back seven. I'm gonna go Minnesota. I like us up front, but overall defense, I'll go Minnesota. Listen, games like the game we just won with the Colts can bring a team together and can really bring the troops together. And I think this could be a beginning of a run. And in a tight game, I'm gonna go Commanders 31-27.
What?
Hey, rock with us, man.
All right. So, coaching, I got to give Kevin O'Connell the coach. I like what Ronver has not done so far. I think he struggled with having an identity with the quarterback situation. I think Kevin O'Connell is great for the Vikings, and they've been winning the closer games, like Craig said earlier. They were in a lot of close games last year, but the Vikings didn't win those close games. They're winning them now. I think that comes from coaching, the discipline level. So I'm going to give coaching Kevin O'Connell. Offense, I got to go Vikings. Dalvin Cook is phenomenal. Kirk Cousins, who used to be a Commander, is good quarterback. Justin Jefferson is one of the best receivers in the league. Adam Thielen is really good. Their offense is dominant. Defense, I'm going Commanders. I think Commanders have a better defense. I understand the outside corners, but I think our defensive line is good. Our linebackers are decent. Like right now, we are in total defense 13th. I like that. And the Vikings are at the bottom, maybe like the 28th ranked defense. So I like the defense. I like the Commanders' defense over the Vikings. Who wins the game? My heart wants to say the Commanders because I'm a Commanders fan. But the problem is we give up 2 big plays, and I think it's going to be a close game. But I got to give the edge to the Vikings, unfortunately. I really do want to pick the Commanders. And I might be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But I think the Vikings, I think this is a close game. I think the Vikings edges out 28-24, putting our season in jeopardy. I didn't pick us to make the playoffs anyway. All right, Craig. I didn't pick us to make the playoffs. Vikings versus Commanders. Who you got?
Coaching wise, give me O'Connell. I think the job he's done this year. Obviously, the team is 7-1, 6-1, 7-1. So
7-1.
7-1. Yeah. So I mean, you got to give him credit. Granted, a lot of the games have been close. Pretty much all the games have been close except for the loss they took. But they're finding ways to win these games. Games that they struggled with last year. Last year, a lot of the games were close too, like you said, James, and they, I think they won like 2 of them or something like that. I got to look at it. So I have to check it out. But going with O'Connell, offense, I'm going with Minnesota. I think Kirk Cousins, he's getting that rapport with his wide receivers. Taylor Heineke's come on, he's doing a great job. He's just coming back. He wasn't a starter from the beginning, but he's playing well, especially in key moments like game like last week when they played the Colts. That drive that he had, and then the pass to McLaurin on the 1, like that was a big time drive for them. So he's been playing really good in key moments. If you keep him around, he's going to find a way to win some of these games. And the Vikings seem to let teams hang around, so could come down to that. But you have obviously Jefferson and you have Thielen, and now you get Hockenson, who I don't know what kind of role he's going to play with the tight end, being a tight end, but he's just another body you can throw the ball to. And you have Dalvin Cook. So I look at the Vikings offense, and I have to go with them. I like the way McLaurin is playing now. I think Logan Thomas might be back. He's been out for a lot of the season.
Yeah.
They're getting I like the way they're getting Gibson involved in the passing game more, which is what he was doing in college. So McKissick is not really involved as much, but you got Robinson, the main pounding running back guy, and then you got Gibson, you can pass catch. So I do like that. Samuel, and then I don't know if Dobson's coming back this year or coming back this week. He's been
he's hurt. He's
okay.
I don't think he practiced.
Right. Well, I mean, still they have some good receivers led by Terry McLaurin. The defense, I'm going with the Commanders. I think they're, even though they just traded William Jackson, I think they still have enough, especially up front. I think Chase Young is starting to practice, so I don't know if he's going to be on the snap count probably if he does play.
Yeah.
But the defense is playing really well. Like the last couple of weeks, let me see, they giving up 7. Then they led the Packers to 21, and then the Colts to 16. I know the Colts, you can look at all these teams and say, well, the Bears had multiple chances to win that game. They blew it. But, I mean, they're playing against a young team with, inexperience there. The Packers are struggling this year, and then the Colts didn't have Matt Ryan, whatever. But, you got to give the Commanders credit because they were they were down the dumps. They were 1-4. So now they're 4-4. So they're right back in it. But as far as this game goes, I think it's going to be a close game. Not surprising. And I think Minnesota pulls it out late, possibly. Let me go 24-20.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good game.
I think it's going to be a good game. I think, and it's going to be a close game.
Yeah, I think it's going to be close.
What Minnesota does.
It's going to be close. All right, Craig, wrap us up. Titans versus Chiefs. Who you got?
Okay. Well, Chiefs. I'm going Andy Reid. You know what? Mike Vrabel has done a great job this year.
Phenomenal.
I mean,
he's a phenomenal head coach, bro.
I thought they would be second in the division, but I didn't think after losing some of the pieces, especially AJ Brown, I didn't know what to expect from Henry coming back off of injury. I had no clue. I mean, I don't even know how they're doing it because they're not. I mean, I know how they're doing it. It's the defense is playing solid, and you're getting running game, or you're getting runs from Henry because Robert Woods is just he's a non-factor. I don't even know where he's at. And last week they lost their quarterback Tannehill.
Yeah,
they just let Willis go out there and just really do nothing but hand the ball off. So, man,
yeah, they got a good defense.
Mike Vrabel's done a great job, but I mean, you can look at the same thing for the Chiefs though, because they don't have a wide receiver. They don't have one. But obviously they still have Mahomes and they still have Kelsey. Their running game is pretty much non-existent. So, but they're still be able to go out there and make plays and put up points. So I'm giving a slight edge to Andy Reid. It's slight just because I like the job that Tennessee has done this year. They won 5 in a row right now. So offensive side, I'm still going with Kansas City. I'm not sure I think Tannehill's probably coming back this week.
Maybe.
And even if he doesn't come back, even if he does or if he doesn't, I'm picking Kansas City. Obviously, it's a little bit closer because I don't know what they're going to do with Willis. Maybe just hand the ball off again. But I mean, I don't know what Houston was doing last week. They could have just stacked the box. I don't know, and made Willis try to beat him somehow. But it's what it is. I think Kansas City has more common sense than that. So I think they'll be able to, if Willis is back there, I think they'll be able to stack the box and try to make Henry beat this team.
Tannehill said it hurts, but he said he's trying to push the play.
I would imagine because this is a big game, 2-5-2 teams.
Yeah.
And last time they played a really good team, they got blown out. So I do like the Chiefs offense though. I think Kelsey and then you have MVS and Juju. I think he's coming along.
Mm-hmm.
The running game is still iffy, like I said, but I'm still sticking with the Chiefs offense. I think the defense, I'm going with the Titans. I think the way the Titans defense has been playing last few weeks, especially during this winning streak, it's just been crazy. Like I said, I just didn't see them at this point being 5-2. Excuse me. Now this 5-game win streak, they haven't really played like some really good teams since the first 2 weeks. The Raiders, the Colts twice, the Commanders, who were struggling at the time, and the Texans. So this is a pretty big test for them because they're finally playing a team with a winning record. I want to see what's going to happen here in this game because this is
Sunday night football too.
Yeah, and this is like a big test for Tennessee. So I'm picking the Chiefs in this one. I think Tennessee shows up, especially if they have Tannehill, who's obviously a veteran quarterback, versus Willis, who's a rookie quarterback. I think he'll be able to come in there and steady the ship a little bit better than Willis can. But in the end, I just think Tennessee. I mean, the Chiefs just have too much. They have too much firepower. I don't know if Tennessee, even though as great as their defense has been playing, can stop this team. So I'm going to Chiefs. Let me get 37-27.
All right, Mo. Titans versus Chiefs. Who you got?
Coaching wise, can't do a push, so it's tough right here because both coaches lost a lot of talent in the offseason, but have done a lot. But I'm gonna go Vrabel just off this season because I didn't think Tennessee would be this. And I'm gonna tell you why. And I'm gonna bring this home in this point right here. I'm gonna go Kansas City with offense, but this is the reason why I'm gonna go Vrabel. You're 5-2, and I looked on my ESPN app and tapped on the game, and I strolled down. Who would imagine that the Titans would be 5-2? Tannehill only has 6 touchdown passes through 8 games. Their leading receiver is Robert Woods with 22 catches for 256 yards and 1 touchdown. But they're 5-2. Kelsey at the tight end position has 25 more catches and almost 300 more yards than Robert Woods has.
Woods Kelsey have like 5-6 touchdowns?
7.
Yeah.
And he got 553 yards receiving. Like, that's just ridiculous. Like, your leading receiver after 8 games on the NFL level only has 200-something yards, but you 5-2? Like, that's just ridiculous. That's unheard of. So I feel like I give the job he's done coaching-wise. Defensively, I'll take the Titans right now. Just how they play them, the lights out defensively. I just don't think Kansas City is going to let Derrick Henry beat them. It's going to be a close game. I think Titans' game plan is going to be to shorten the game, run Derrick Henry, shorten the game, play action. I just think Kansas City might overtake them talent-wise and might put up too many points for them to match. But I'm gonna go Kansas City. Ooh. I'm gonna go Kansas City. Oh, yeah. I ain't even gonna do Titans like that. You know what? Close game. I'm gonna go 21. I'm gonna go 21-13, Kansas City. I think Tennessee's defense is gonna show up. I think they're gonna play hard, but I think it's just gonna be not enough offense. I think they're gonna play a ball out game defensively, but I think they're gonna try to run Derrick Henry, but they can't. You have to be able to produce in the passing game. So I'm gonna go 21. I'm gonna go 21-13, Kansas City.
All right. Wow. Who you got? Titans versus Chiefs coaching. I gotta go Andy Reid. I love what Vrabel's doing. I'm not gonna lie. Mike Vrabel he's a phenomenal head coach, and he is not from the Bill Belichick tree, guys. Okay. What he's doing with Tennessee is phenomenal. Mo just pointed out all the stats. But coaching, I gotta go Andy Reid because the Chiefs are one of the best teams in the NFL, and they lost Tyreek Hill, one of their best receiver, and they're picking up right where they left off. I just gotta give it to Andy Reid. But Mark Vrabel was phenomenal job. Phenomenal job, man. Coaching matters so much. Because you're right, Mo. I had Tennessee. Mo and Craig, I had Tennessee dead. I ain't gonna lie, but not now. Offense. I love Derrick Henry. He's a beast, man. Every year he's healthy. He's one of the top running backs. But I gotta give it to Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce. Their running game is it is what it is. But they just got Kadarius Toney, Hardman. I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do with them, but I just know the Kansas City offense is explosive. Defense, I gotta go Tennessee. Even though if Tannehill can't go, it's gonna be a long day. It's gonna be a long day because Kansas City is gonna stack the box. But I think Tannehill is gonna go. This is an important game. I think he's gonna play through the pain. But I'll give the edge to Tennessee's defense. I think they have the better defense going in. With all that said, I think this is going to be a wake-up call for Tennessee because I get you, Mo, but I think that Kansas City has had Tennessee's number. And I think when you play a good team like Kansas City or Buffalo or the Eagles, you get exposed. And I think the Titans are going to get exposed. And it's going to be what Dennis Green said. We are who they thought they were. And we let them off. That's what we're going to be saying about Tennessee. Because Kansas City going to blow them out.
Man.
It's gonna be 38-17. Kansas City.
Hey, that thing was the most famous rant. Hey, I'm sorry. Sorry. That gotta be the most famous locker room or press conference rant. especially when he slapped the mic. Especially when he slapped the mic. Like,
I'll never forget that. I will.
He's like, man, you want to crown him? Then crown him.
I'll never forget that because it was the Cardinals, and I'll never forget he was coaching the Cardinals, and they played the Bears. I think it was a Monday night game.
Yeah, it was.
That's the year the Bears went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, lost the coach.
Yep, they lost the coach.
And everybody said they was this dominant team where nobody really gonna beat them. And Cardinals came out there and was dogging them and did
dogging them. Devin Hester took a punt back.
Oh man,
they made some mistakes. The wheels fell off. I'll never forget that. He was pissed. He hit the mic and everything. I was like, damn.
He said they are who we thought they were.
They all thought they were.
Rex Gross might be the worst quarterback to start in the Super Bowl. Boy, listen, my bad, Rex Gross.
Nah.
No, Trent Dilfer to me.
Trent Dilfer.
Oh yeah, that Rex Gross better than him? I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. Trent Dilfer was horrible.
Trent
Dilfer was so bad. Shannon Sharp was like, "We just got put up 17 points." I said, "What?" It's just tell your defense that. No, that's how good their defense was.
Yeah, and Jamal Lewis, that's how good they were in that run game.
Yeah. Their defense was Ravens' defense was like that.
Listen, they benched and he went in and Trent Dilfer wasn't even started at the beginning of the season. Tony Banks. Tony Banks. Good old Tony Banks.
I remember that. Tony Banks.